NCRP Productions presents Torg Eternity by Ulisses Spiele. The Breifne Crown. Episode 26.
Hello and welcome to a Sunday of Possibilities. My name is Greg. I am the ref of our Torg game and the Breifne Crown adventure. So let's have our players introduce themselves, starting to my right.
Hi, this is Aaron. I play Ufa Ali, otherwise known as a Twilight Jackal of Cairo.
Hello, this is Victoria. I am playing Iara Bay, the elf necromancer from Isle.
Hey, it's Barry. I am running Maxwell Garrett Elite, or Max, the freedom fighter from Tharkold.
My name's Dan. I am running Professor Graves, a weird scientist from the Nile Empire.
And unfortunately, Shan can't make it this session. She is ill, so lots of liquids, lots of rest. But can someone tell us and recap what happened last session?
So, we were at the entrance to the Labyrinth and trying to determine how to get inside. Eva had gone in and disappeared, and as we were kind of trying to create a game plan to figure out how to get inside, it just opened up. So we entered in, leaving Azrael behind just in case Eva came back out, and then started a long, arduous process of trying to navigate the maze, which seemed to be navigating itself for us. We tried a few different tricks, including I tried to use some magic, which it initially fought back against and did not allow me to do so. And then I was able to use a card that let me use my own Cosm's magic and was able to get us use some magic to get at least a partial ways through, but we didn't get through the dramatic scene because our cards didn't line up enough. And then it seemed like as we went through, it was creating a path for us essentially to sort of get towards the center of it. And then after a very long time, the jackal came up with an idea to walk backwards to try to confuse whatever entity was trying to confuse us, which seemed to work. And then we were almost ambushed by a minotaur.
What else would be in the center of the labyrinth? On Crete!
We were able to not be ambushed, and through just 2 turns, which seemed like much longer than 2 turns, the jackal managed to completely destroy the minotaur.
But not before shooting Max a bunch of times.
A few times.
And feeling terrible as a player and as the jackal.
So sorry.
So sorry.
We did almost kill Max in the process. And then, as the minotaur died, the maze opened up to the center. Is that correct?
Well, no, the maze, if I remember from last week, everything started going from green to brown and
rumbled
crumbled.
into ruin.
Just
And
disappeared.
now
we're at the ruins.
Are we seeing ruins of a labyrinth? Or are we seeing ruins as in
like
buildings and that kind of stuff?
There are the ruins of the labyrinth.
Of the labyrinth.
Of the labyrinth.
Looking at them, the greenery that grew up in walls was not growing up around solid walls. It looks like, I'm assuming, crumbled stone, that type of thing, right?
I mean, can't really tell from what caused the stationary.
No, but from where we're standing, we're not seeing wall. We're seeing crumble.
Yes.
And we can see a fairly good distance.
You can see all of the distance.
Okay.
That's where it ended. Is the minotaur still there dead?
Minotaur is
bleeding out.
deader than Disco.
Okay. But it's still there.
But it's still physically there to get
Crap,
to the
we're in
ground.
trouble because Disco came back.
Oh, that's right.
We need to get out of here.
Yeah, the body of the Minotaur is still there.
Okay.
Oh no, flared jeans.
Right.
Is a minotaur considered a humanoid corpse?
No, it's a monster.
Darn.
Is anybody wounded? Do they need medical attention?
I am very wounded.
I also have a card of Second Wind to give you 5 shock in case you need that too.
Well, I could use that.
I can administer first aid if you'd like.
I would appreciate that.
First aid first. And,
So I will pull out my first aid kit and see what I can do for Max.
And his first aid kit is not just like
A couple band-aids and
it-
an ace bandage.
His first aid kit is there's like syringes and needles and vials and this weird little gyro thing that can that has
Stand still. This is going to sting a little bit.
It's going to hurt you more than me.
You say you're going to cut away the pain.
Favored
I'm
on
confused.
first save. We'll re-roll that. All right. So we got a 20 total.
20. I believe that is going to be outstanding, which ends up doing all wounds.
Oh,
Ooh.
well, thank you, Professor. That's amazing work. We could use you back in the Resistance.
How are you for shock?
All wounds, all shock.
All wounds
shock?
and
Oh,
shock.
wow, okay. Awesome.
I'm doing well. The
Doing great.
Professor's amazing.
The Resistance?
In my world, we fight
Ah, you must be from
Darkhold.
Tharkold.
We
Gotcha.
fight demons, techno-demons, demons with mechanics much like mine, only more so. And they cast magic. And anyway, almost everybody has scars like mine. I don't know that I described myself to you, but
No, not yet.
I am pretty much head to toe scarred. My arms, the backs of my hands, my face, my neck, everything is just a lacing of scars.
And you're human?
I am human. Or I look human. I'm of the race, the humans
Gotcha.
of that land. So at this point then, we now need to find, and maybe it's here, the crown of King Minos, or the
tomb.
The
at-
tomb.
tomb.
Yeah.
It
Do
wouldn't
we
be that easy. It wouldn't simply be here.
I mean,
What
I don't know
time
if
of
they-
day is it? Or what time does it appear?
What time does
Yeah.
it really appear
Yeah.
to you now?
Now,
But it's also been several hours, so what
It's been at
time is
least
it
4.
actually?
Yeah, it's about noon.
Does it look like noon?
It looks like noon.
okay. To all of us,
And-
equally. Okay.
And looking around, what do we see now that besides the ruins of the maze? Is there any?
Any
are there any
landmarks?
structures?
Or
The biggest landmark, obviously, is Mount Ida. The maze was resting up against it, and so the city of Gnosis was at the base of the mount, and the maze was kind of a big entry gateway for the king to prevent people from coming up to him. And so, as you start looking around, the obvious landmark is Mount Ida. And go ahead and make a scholar roll.
Does anyone have any knowledge of this? I mean, I wouldn't know. But is it
12.
12. So, yeah, I mean, other than what I just told you, not really much else is coming back.
Gotcha.
nothing, Professor? Jackal?
I mean, I could
This
certainly try.
Minoan King Minos?
I'm good with the history of these lands, but my specialization is Egypt. But I can see.
They're not part of Egypt, this Minos?
No,
it's part of the Greek Empire.
Technically, Greek Empire. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Greek culture, because it was its own entity. Yeah, that's not no. Get like a negative 4.
Iara, can you feel anything?
Is the divination magic now gone?
Gone.
That magic is now gone as well.
Can you tell me exactly what you're looking for? I'm new to this group, obviously. I'm not really sure what you're...
I look at Iara at this point, because it's just the two of us from the crew that was
beginning.
sent out. And raised an eyebrow like, should we tell him? And then I
think
also
it
look over at the Jackal to remind you that he also doesn't know.
That's true. Well, he knows a little bit more at least.
So that was the unspoken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we say
I
something?
might be
We-
able to provide more assistance if I know what your goal is.
Can you tell me what you are aware of on the current state of affairs for the world?
What do you know of these invaders and these wars? You said you're from here.
Yes.
You also said you are from the Nile Empire.
Yes.
Did you, and same question to you, Jackal, did you come across a bridge from another
No.
world?
I, at least, was here when...
You were here when this happened.
When
So
it happened,
you
yeah.
were of Core Earth.
Yes.
I was as well.
You were as well.
Yeah.
So, not, okay.
So you both transformed and accepted the Nile Empire yourselves.
Yes,
Yes.
and the Jackal.
Do you know much of what brought the Nile Empire down?
I'll have to ask Greg what exactly I do know.
So everybody knows that there's a war going on, and with the onset of the war, I mean, obviously people are trying to figure out what they want. So possibility energy is something that people do know. There's been, so many possibility rated both Storm Knights and Stormers that this is now accepted. And it's also common knowledge that the High Lords are looking to raid this possibility energy from Core Earth. So it's pretty common.
Okay. I'll relay that to everybody. That is basically
That's-
my
So
general knowledge.
You know the basics of
Yes.
what's going on. So We are with a group that is attempting. Is basics knowledge? Does that include the Delphi Council?
Well,
Does,
that's what
regular
we
people?
should ask him.
Right.
Have either of you heard of the Delphi Council? I know,
I have.
Jackal, that we've
Okay.
talked about it, but did you know
I
about
thought
it
I was
before?
with you guys. No, but before, I mean, would that be common?
He's been a part.
Like
of
everyone's
Delphi.
heard of the NSA, but nobody really
Right.
knows what they do.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard of the Delphi Council.
Okay.
So
but,
we and Ava and Evangeline as well were sent on a mission from the Delphi Council. This is an all lords, all of the High Lords.
Yeah. We're
to try
attempting
and
to
find,
stop the invaders from.
push them back.
Yes.
I am not from here. I came across the bridge following the demons as they came down in what I believe was Russia. And Iara, you also, right?
Yes. I came down in what is Ireland here.
And your home is
Isle. Yes.
So each of us came across, and as did Evangeline from a place called Aurorsh, and Azrael came to Brazil.
From cyber papacy.
Yes. So we were brought together as, an attack squad, a hit squad, a recon squad?
Yeah, kind of an information gathering squad, mainly, as well as we have some tasks that we have been.
A task force.
There we go, task force.
As a group, a task force.
That's
We've
what
had
the-
others with us.
Yeah, there was other task force. That's a good name for it.
I think so.
And we are searching for information about a object that may help turn the tides for the Delphi Council and the Core Earth.
What sort of objects?
I nod my head.
As I glance at Max for approval, we are searching for what are called Eternity shards.
That might be something he's heard of.
Oh yeah.
Are you familiar?
I am, yes.
Jackal maybe not, but
No, I mean, not until we spoke about it before.
We have found two now?
we know
We know of
we
three.
have one. Hold on a sec. We have two. We know of three.
Yes, because we got one in Isle, one in New York.
And we don't know what
And we
happened to
don't
the
know
one
what
in Russia.
happened in Russia.
We have assumptions.
Yes. So we have received information on where they may be, and currently the one we are searching for we believe to be in the tomb of King Manos.
Over time in our travels, we've learned a bit. Initially, we were sent to Isle, and there we met an entity, I spoke with an entity calling itself the Lady of the Lake. That lady told us that there was something great in the bottom of the castle of Breifne. Is that right?
So it was known as Park's Castle. That's where the everyone was gathering.
Okay.
But you found the pool of the Lady of the Lake at Dooney Rock in Lochgill.
Right. But where we found the crown was
Right,
Park's
in the
Castle,
underground.
not
Not
Castle
the
Breifne.
Breifne, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So it's called the Breifne Crown.
Yes.
Okay. So the lady directed us to underside of Park's Castle, where there had been a very large gathering of pilgrims from a few different realms. And there we found out that there was a demon lord from my realm and a magic-using being,
A necromancer.
a necromancer
from my realm.
from your realm,
a
from
much
Isle.
much stronger necromancer than myself.
Don't sell yourself short. I think you're getting close.
I saw you
But-
raise a zombie up just the other day.
These two, when we were able to, well, actually the demon left, and we were able to chase the necromancer away, not by any means overpowering her, just we succeeded.
Yes.
We found a crown. The crown has slots in it, 7 slots. We found a shard, a single one that fits into one of those slots perfectly. So we made the assumption that we needed to find the others. Being that we had chased a demon from Tharcold, we began a second search into where my realm is touched down. So that's Russia. There, though we did not find a second shard, we did find a map with, sadly, human ears tacked on it.
In
There are
locations. that
number
we-
of locations that we went to go find, and one of them is here in Crete. Prior to this, we were in what used to be the United States, I think he said,
Yes.
and a place called New York.
Yes. New York.
New
there
York.
was a statue.
Yes, the Ellis statue. No, the
Liberty.
Ellis Island.
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of
Yes.
Liberty.
Yeah.
Statue of Liberty, and we were able to find a second shard there. So we have 2 of the 7, not with us, but we have secured 2 of the 7. We believe the one that was in Russia is potentially with the demon that we are fighting against, and our 4th attempt is here.
Yes, you said
The
that
shard here.
you are from the University of Benghazi,
Yes,
so you're familiar with Professor Espartes.
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
So we sought him out. That the reason we were in Benghazi was to seek him out for information because he is a professor of reality,
Renowned expert on reality.
Yeah,
renowned
he would tell
expert
you
on
such.
reality. If you don't say that, he would probably be upset. However, he gave us some information and some clues to how to better focus our information in our task force, including that these shards are most likely going to be located within crowns or around crowns. So far, again, as Max said, the
it's been
first
the
one
case.
was in an actual crown. The Statue of Liberty, we were within her crown when we found that shard.
The statue has a head that has a crown in it. We found
I'm
it.
aware of that.
Of course, I didn't even
He's
think.
from-
yes,
he's from here, so-
I understand. But we found a shard there.
And then King Manos, I'm assuming as a king, probably had some kind of crown.
It is very likely.
And he also told us that there are anomalies within the reality cosms that create 2, what's it called? What do you?
Reality wash.
Reality washes. So there are 2 separate cosms within the same area.
Oh, that's interesting.
We experienced this in the Living Lands,
We
where
did.
there was the Living Lands and Isle as well. Correct, right?
Yes. And the first time it was a mix of Isle and Tharcold,
Right.
which is not as strange. Isle and Tharcold border each other.
Yes.
But the Living Lands do not border Isle.
Yes.
So
So
it is odd.
yes, it was an odd experience to feel both at the same time.
Do you have any idea what these shards do?
We think when all 7 are present within the crown, at least what the Lady of the Lake intimated to us was, or to me, was that it would give us some kind of greater chance to stop or weaken one or all of the High Lords, potentially pushing us back.
Out of character.
Yeah.
She said that you needed to bring it back for her to bless it.
And that once we had it completed, we needed to bring it back to her.
It could be essentially used as some kind of weapon in
That's-
some way.
That's what our handler, Mr. Jones, with the Delphi Council believes. Some form of weapon.
And so,
Some advantage in these wars.
yes. So we are here to seek out the tomb of King Manos to see if we could find another. But also, every time we have found one, it has been in a very dangerous situation or location to get to.
Certainly hasn't been easy.
Yes.
And you've proven yourself, both of you, but if you wish to no longer follow, we understand, but the fate of the realms potentially hangs in the balance of us finding these shards and putting them together and then blessing the crown. We would love to have your help.
I don't really see as though I really have a choice. I think it would be a betrayal against the Earth I knew to not at least attempt to resolve this situation. So, yes.
I appreciate your thinking.
It's a very honorable
I will
thought.
help you as best I can.
I will hold out my hand to you to shake it.
He shakes your hand.
And
I just
you,
nod.
Jackal, I guess formally this is our invite, since most everything else before was quick and on the run.
We're also going to have to redo this whole thing with Ufa. Ufa's not in there right now.
That's interesting. Do you not share the same memories?
No, he does not get the
I didn't
memories
think
of the
about
things that
that.
I do in this form, except killing things. He might get a glimpse of the death.
But Jackal knows what's going on with Ufa.
Of course.
But Ufa doesn't know what's going on with Jackal.
Yes.
And the
I
Jackal,
see, so it's a one-way thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
and Jackal, you remember Tristan's memories as well. When we first came upon the Jackal, whose altered form is Ufa, he
Had another
was
altered form.
Tristan. He was of the Living Lands.
I actually don't have memory.
You
of
don't?
Tristan. No.
But
There
Ufa
was-
did, right? Out of game, Ufa
Yeah.
did.
Out of game, Ufa
Yeah.
did.
That
Ufa
is
did.
even stranger. Well, Professor, you'll enjoy this. When he's in the other form, he remembers his time in the Living Lands, which is where we found him. A very capable young man.
So, since Jackal can't tell you, Ufa was on a mission to Do you know the mission that Ufa was on at least?
Yes, I was going to attempt to stop the Amaranthian Spectre. I had word that he was in the northeastern United States, or that's why I went.
And then once he went there, his plane crashed, assumingly his plane crashed, and then he was knocked out and then accepted the Living Lands for a time until he was out of the Living Lands and back into Core Earth, and then he remembered. Which was a shock to us.
The Amaranthian Spectre, is it Ufa's, I think he used the word nemesis, or is it yours?
It is both of ours.
Both of you?
So he attempted to murder Ufa, and Ufa has a strong sense of history with his country and in the nation that he lives in. The Amaranthian Spectre is not only, among many other diabolical things, attempting to change the history in the tombs, so he's turning stones around, putting new hieroglyphs on, and changing the way history has been recorded
Is
in
he
Egypt.
doing this for, I think I was told Mobius? Is he doing it for the High Lord Mobius?
So he doesn't
for Mobius?
work direct. The Amaranthian Spectre is independent and dependent on Mobius, from Mobius. So he does things for himself, and because Mobius doesn't have the time to stop him, usually, so long as it's not so grievous that it's well beyond or treasonous in a way, he allows him to do these things. So that happens a lot with, like, Cairo, for instance. That whole city is being run the way the person who's running it sees fit. Mobius has no direct interest in running that city so long as it stays within his grasp.
The insidious
now-
Wuhan.
The insidious Wuhan. Yeah.
That actually makes some sense why the professor we went to go see seemed to be so powerful and completely autonomous.
Yes.
So if this Mobius is not directly involved in the land, maybe he'll be the easiest lord to beat. I mean,
I
if he
find that
doesn't,
hard to believe. He surrounds himself with military at all times.
yes, but if he doesn't have the land with him, and we saw at least an idea of what the living lands would be if Baruch Ka were to do something, and the whole land seemed to be one with their god, the Lanala. Mobius doesn't have that. Again, maybe possibly he's the weakest lord. Beating a military, though I understand there's some difficulties in that, would not be as difficult as beating a whole land fighting
It
against you.
it seems as though Mobius is more uninterested in the land. As long as it's not going, what the other leaders are not going against him, then he is not going to get involved. But if they do start going against him, then he would get involved.
And Mobius is someone that takes care of things personally. So he's probably the most adept in combat, I would imagine, of these other lords that you were speaking of.
Well, maybe my thinking is faulty, but
I do understand what you're thinking, or I do think there's something different about Mobius. The fact that he does not seem as interested in controlling the goings-ons about the land as the others.
Yeah, the influence is what matters the most to him.
well, we do have a trek to go. But should we? And I'm going to look now. Obviously, we trekked in the thing for 3 to 4 hours, but as far as distance, it may not have been that long. Can we see?
We've gone like 40 feet.
Yeah, legit. Like maybe a quarter mile.
Can we see Azrael?
As you look by, so what you can see is you can see like smoke from a little campfire from where she is standing at, but you have gone some distance, and so you
Okay.
can't really see like her waving at you. You know.
So, my friends, should we go back, let Azrael know what we're doing, and we will continue on and have her continue her search for Evangeline?
Does she
How?
have a radio by chance?
I think so. I believe so.
No.
Out of game, I can't remember because I was looking at. That's exactly what I was looking for, was to see. And I don't have any kind of radio on me, but for some reason I thought we did.
I mean, I have a radio.
I get that.
Yeah, but your radio was Mufasa or whatever his name was.
Well, I
Mujafis.
called to him and he had his own.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember, Greg? Because we don't.
At a character, I can't recall.
I don't remember either.
I feel like she did, but maybe not. Cyber papacy, maybe not.
Well, might as well use my telepathy. All right.
Can you
I'm
get that
joking.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
Actually,
I was actually looking because I had a moment.
That's right. He's got things.
I do, but can I go that far is the question.
I was like, I feel like one of us has telepathy.
Oh, I do.
Oh, and don't forget you have that thing that you can steal the skill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Oh, I haven't been forgetting. That's what I was looking at when I pulled out the book.
Yeah.
A kilometer.
Wow.
Which is less than a
What
mile.
do you think? Which is less than a mile. I will reach out. Apparently hit a brick wall.
Doesn't exist.
Problem is, you don't. As you reach out to feel for her, because you can't see her, you don't know exactly where it's at. It's hard to focus.
Still a 4, but my thought is, well,
I mean, she knows what our plan was. I imagine
she was looking for it, and seeing this down, maybe she's getting.
She would see this go down. Yeah.
I'm as she's a strong leader. She'll figure it. I say we move on then.
Agreed.
Is everyone else well? The professor did wonderful for me.
Anybody else wounded?
If I lose my wound, I will no longer be the jackal.
Yeah, I think your wound is a little old for me to use first aid on.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's fair.
Yeah.
It's all gangrene.
I think
okay.
once you've tried to heal it once, you can't redo it, right? That's what. So we've already tried to heal him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
At the airport.
No, you did successfully heal me there.
Right, but
the
not.
reason after the fact we did not, because this happened on the plane.
That's right.
That was from you punching me.
Yeah.
Trying to make a change.
Trying to pull the jackal out.
That's right.
And Oofa's like, why are you doing these things?
Now I understand why you shot him.
Yes. I was actually thinking about that later. Like, I guess it is payback in a way.
Yeah, all right. So I bring a knife and you bring a goddamn gun.
Well, it's not my fault you brought a knife to a gunfight.
Well, I would assume the tomb is that way.
Somewhere within the city?
I'm pointing towards the hill.
So as you point to Mount Ida, the base of Mount Ida is in the same direction that you're going, heading to the center. It's in direct alignment.
Okay. Then that's where we're going to go.
So the maze is still, huge.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near as bad because you can still see, a landmark to follow and just scamper over the ruins.
So there's like broken rocks that were in place of where the
walls were. Yeah.
So
yeah, and nothing's over 3 feet high, so it's
Right.
it's still laid out to be in a labyrinth and a maze, but have absolutely no problem traversing it. So yeah, but it doesn't. Maybe another hour and a half, just kind of walking through. But as you get closer to the base of the mountain, you can see the ruins of just like the city that was around it, and there is a path that leads directly straight up to the base of the mountain, and then stairs leading up. And as you get closer, you can see like carved and recessed into the mountain what seems to be an ornate mausoleum, the front of a mausoleum.
Seems like the place.
I do agree.
And
is there any writing?
Can't really tell from this distance.
Okay.
before anybody enters the tomb, I'm going to kind of just reach out and I'm going to start to say a prayer to myself before we enter this tomb, if we decide to do that.
So, I mean, you guys are still far, a little bit of ways, so you can't really see what's on the door. I mean, there's something on it, but it could be just, carvings too.
Okay.
That's fair. As we approach, I'm going to cast armor on anybody that wants some, including myself.
It will not help me.
I'm going to start with myself.
What's your DN?
DN of 10.
Okay.
16.
Which will be a good success.
So I have a +2 to armor. Anybody else would like some armor?
I don't believe it'll be better than what I have.
Professor is wearing a bulletproof vest.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Do we know it? I mean, is it obvious or?
He's wearing a pretty loose, large, it's probably
Shirt
not very
coat,
obvious.
right, so
Yeah.
Is it the white lab coat?
Yeah, he's wearing the big white lab coat.
Professor,
Pockets
will
filled with
that
everything.
help you? I mean, her magic is very strong. It can stop bullets.
It can.
Well, I do have this, and he opens his lab coat, shows you.
I know what that is. So, yes, probably
don't,
not.
My magic doesn't allow for additional
Gotcha.
armor if you already have
I
the
will
armor,
just.
so.
Survive with this?
I'll just survive with this. Yes.
Jackal?
Oh, no, my mask does.
Okay.
All of it for me.
If
Very good.
you lose your wounds, let me know.
Will do. Thank you.
Lose
I
the
know you
mask?
won't. Yeah,
He loses
if he-
the mask?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean by the wounds.
If he goes back to Ufa, then Ufa needs it.
Yeah.
I have some new respect for Ufa, being able to carry himself with such stature, being so much lesser.
So inferior.
He is quite inferior, isn't he? It's a good thing I'm better at most things.
It is.
Maybe we shouldn't be so upfront about that with Ufa present.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, probably not good.
Yeah, he might.
He's a fragile man.
Feel away.
Yeah, no. I'm joking.
All right, then. Now that I'm feeling more armorous, we'll head forward.
So as you guys continue to head forward, yeah. So the path's not difficult to spot. Like I said, it's you can see it from distance and it leads straight up to.
If I were to be buried, that would probably be in better shape the place I would go.
Yeah, and the stairs are pretty steep. Think Chichen Itza type stairs as it's going straight.
Yikes.
Yeah, as it's going straight up to the entrance of this. And the mausoleum seems to be actually sculpted out of the mountain itself.
Fancy.
With your comment, I'm going to say, well, I wonder what your tomb would look like after several thousand years.
Yeah, something to say. They built these.
I don't think that was an
just
insult.
as my ancestors, they built them to last.
Nothing lasts in Darkhold. Everything is torn down and rebuilt continuously. The demons don't allow anything to stand.
So this is probably strange for you.
It is. It is. The greenery, the clean water, the sky is not filled with drones and demons. Yes, it's been very strange.
Your land sounds worse than the afterlife.
I'm not sure what that would be, but probably it is.
I think it is.
It's home. We'd like it back.
Because Tharkold, there is no joy.
No joy.
There isn't. I mean,
No.
you stayed alive that day. That's the best it gets.
It changes a person's thinking. When we're young, we do our best to shield our children, but very quickly, by the time they can hold a weapon, they're fighters, or they pass.
Interesting.
But I do enjoy the beauty of this world. I think, as I told Jones when I started, I would like to see it saved. And if there's a way, once that's done, to rid my land of the demons, I would like that as well. When I first got here, there was a great body of water. It was that blue, the Atlantic. I liked that body of water.
Well, we shall see it again then.
So, as you guys start getting to the base of the stairs, and do you make your way up? What do you look around? What's the plan?
So-
Well,
the
so that's going to be
entrance.
my first question. So far, we've had everything here move against us.
Yeah.
Even in town, even back in Benghazi. So, do we approach with care, with caution?
This is the entrance to the tomb, is it not?
It's the stairs up to the
Oh,
entrance.
okay. So most curses are set upon the door itself.
Curse?
Yes. Most tombs are beset with a curse for the ones who open it, not to the stairs leading to it.
I don't believe in these curses. So I shall lead if you wish.
Oh,
Curse
I'll go
could be
first.
magic, though.
Oh, that's what you mean.
What's a curse?
I am blessed with the powers of the god of the dead, so
Ah,
I should
okay.
go first.
Yes, I believe you should. So we'll let Jackal lead.
Yes.
Okay, who's next?
Do you wish me to bring up the rear, Iara, or will you?
I can bring up the rear.
Professor?
I can go next.
I shall follow.
All right. So you guys make your way up. I mean, and no need to roll. It's slow going, but just careful steps and whatnot. You get your way up to the top. When you get up to the top of the stairs, there is a set of pillars that support an eave, but yet the eave is actually dug underneath the mountain. But the columns are, again, looks like was carved out from the mountain itself. And you move into the entranceway of the mausoleum. It's ornate and gilded with gold that's on the walls, and there's the door, and right in center of the door you see writing.
What's the writing say?
The writing says, "I am golden and hard to hear, yet say my name and I disappear."
Is it in a language we can read?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, English.
It appears to be a riddle.
It's a
Or is
riddle.
that your curse?
It could be cursed if we don't answer the riddle.
I am golden.
Silence.
When my heart
I know.
Professor, you're good at these.
Just give it a moment. We have to let the bad air out.
What bad air?
Most tombs have been closed for so long that the air is stagnant and dead.
Is that the curse?
One of them, yes. So I just hold off for a couple minutes to allow the air to...
He's leading, so I'm waiting for him.
You've been in enough like tombs and crypts and whatnot, Professor. You as well too with your scholarly research.
Mm-hmm.
What you notice with this though is you're not getting that waft of dank, stale air. So it's not present here.
And when I get this, like when it opens up and wafts at me, I go, never mind then.
What do you mean?
Does all the stonework, does it all look weathered, as like it's been here for, like it's ruined, or it's been here for, it aged for thousands of years or whatever, like the ruins of the labyrinth? Or does it look...
No, it looks like it's thousands of years old, but has been maintained for those thousands of years.
Okay.
Especially with the gold, that is upsetting.
Gold inlay
Or not
would not
upsetting,
be
it's,
there.
Unsettling. We can enter at any time.
What about the bad air?
The bad air is non-existent here. I can smell.
What about the curse?
Wait. The bad air is not there, and there's always bad air in the
In a
tombs?
tomb, yes.
Well,
We need to hurry. That means that potentially the necromancer and the demon may have already been in here. We may be following too late.
no, I think you might misunderstand.
Please explain it, Professor.
That generally, when you open a tomb, it's been sealed for hundreds of years, and that is why you need to let the bad air out.
Okay.
There is no bad air coming out of this one, which is interesting. It could mean that it hasn't been sealed for that long, so, or some other magical effect that we don't know about.
We chase a magician.
Did you chase him here?
Well, no, but they knew of this place.
It's possible any place that we are looking for shards could have...
They could be there. They know of the same... Although, the ear was not here. The ear was
That's
in Benghazi.
True. Yes.
We may be early. This King Minos, he just died a few hundred years ago?
Thousands.
Thousands. So
Which is why this is unsettling to me.
Yes.
Somebody has been in here recently, as in within...
It
years.
also looks like the stonework has been maintained.
Yes.
This is not normal for a tomb?
No.
No.
Do I feel magic coming from
What type of magic do you suspect?
either alteration or divination?
Roll which one you think would be most appropriate.
I'm going to say divination, because it's a tomb of a king. 14.
You're not feeling any type of magical effect or anything that's divining in place.
Okay.
The seal on the door. Was there a seal on the door? Was it just closed? Did it have like a traditional, like...
Clasp and rope.
Roll,
Yeah.
roll evidence analysis.
I can assist with that. Is
Okay.
that possible? Yeah, I'll give you +1.
+1? 22.
20. As you start looking, whatever seal may or may not have been there, it's not in place. But as you look at the tracks of which the door opened and slid, you can tell that this is not the first time that it slid open recently, just by some of the recent scuff marks.
In fact, you may be correct. Somebody might have been here before us. It looks like the seal was broken before we got here.
Should we hurry then?
I think we should.
Okay.
Lead
Off we
on.
go. And I
Yes.
run down the stair.
As
You
you
run?
So you dart
like
into
we're
the
running.
room, and it's a 5x5 room. There's nothing in there except on the far end of the wall. You see a spiral stairs heading down.
I run up to the spiral stairs, but keep up. So you just go down the
Do
stairs.
you have light, Spectre?
I don't need light. I can see in the dark.
Jackal. Jackal.
And say my name right.
Don't call me Spectre.
Do either of you have an ability?
I have a flashlight.
That works. Let's go.
I have
So-
dark vision, so I'm good.
Great. I'm the blind guy.
He's got a flashlight.
No, I get it.
Which is definitely handy because as you start descending, the light from the on top starts fading to a point to where the only light that you now is seeing is the flashlight. So, and it's not, a nice big fancy, 800 lumen light. It's the old 1930s, like big bulb, just single, and just like this kind of yellow light that's dim, but it's enough for, your dark vision to take place, and it's enough for, you guys to
basically see things.
basically see the stairs and the steps.
Greater shadows.
So you lead down. So it goes down. You would guess probably about, like feel and counting, maybe about 3 stories, 30 feet.
Holy cow.
And then when you get to the base of the stairs, you can see there's an entrance that just opens up just into maybe another 10 feet up against a marbled wall.
And the marble wall is a stop.
Yes.
Is there writing? Can anyone see anything?
Do I see any writing in there?
No writing.
Do I see anything in terms of like a latch or a pulley or something like that?
No. So as you start inspecting it, the way that the hall is configured, it looks like it just goes right into a wall. But as you kind of start looking and inspecting, you can see that there's a passageway. It's basically a T intersection.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm like, there's a T. Which side do we go?
Right.
Right.
Agreed.
So you guys cut right and start moving down. About another 20 feet, it goes and then turns left.
I'm going to peek down that corridor. Do I see anything down the end of that corridor?
Just blank empty space.
Is there...
Interesting. They usually have markings or engravings or something in a tomb. This empty space wouldn't be wasted. I feel as if maybe somebody's already here.
Defacing it?
Yes.
So are the walls of stone?
It's marbled walls.
Marbled walls. As I drop out my claws, can I scar the wall?
I mean, yeah, you can.
I'm just doing it for directions, so I'm going to scar. I'm going to
Mark it to say
mark it so we know where we're going.
Okay.
With my X-ray vision, I can see through one layer of something, one layer of wall. Would it be possible to see the opposite side of this wall with that? To see if maybe they've turned the wall around?
I see what you're saying. As you kind of stare and through, you see your X-ray vision goes through just empty space, and you can see a wall on the other side.
Okay. So
can you
probably
see
come
through
back
these?
around.
Jackal?
Barely see through them. Yeah, I can see just a little bit.
But
past
it's not the magic of the vines.
Not that I can see. No, it's
Okay.
just stone. But we should keep going because I fear.
Yes.
My fear is much worse now.
And I'm feeling, I don't know exactly what that means. Like, I don't have a superpower for it, but I'm feeling for that change. Because every time that Iara was right, every time that we've come to a place where the shard was, there was a mix. And right now we appear to be.
Feel that change.
Yeah, and apparently we feel like we're in pure right now.
So as you start kind of feeling, but not really feeling that yet.
Okay. Yes, continue on, Jackal.
We'll continue on and go down the other corridor there.
So you go down the corridor, and it goes about another 20 feet, and then cuts left.
So we went right, then left, and we're going left again.
Yes.
Perhaps
But it's
this
longer.
Is
Is it longer than the corridor we just went through
No.
to get through here?
No.
slightly shorter. Same.
Actually, yeah, slightly shorter, and so
it's a spiral.
Does it feel like we're going down at all?
no grade.
Well, I'm going to go down there. But
So as we're turning,
I worry.
I ask you, Jackal, can you see through this wall, the one that we're currently going around?
I looked through that.
Look through the wall, and you can see the wall on the other side.
Okay. I can see only the walls on the other side.
So there is a space beyond this wall that there's a wall after?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'd say we continue.
That's
Agreed.
we
I know-
don't have an
Yeah.
option.
I know because of the demons in the past, we have created false walls. These appear to be of stone, but could that be the case? Could there be...
It's used a lot in my history. They use false walls and like drop doors, essentially, to stop people from looting.
That does not sound good, but I was thinking possibly, as you look into the walls, do you see anything where pressure could be applied to change something? I mean...
I would have to focus on that while we're moving, and that's what I'm concerned with.
all right, let's keep moving.
So you go down this one, and about 10 feet, though, now you actually come across a door.
Oh.
And if you really kind of think it is directly aligned with the entrance from the stairwell.
Can you look to see what's on the other side of the door?
Let's look through the door.
As you look through the door, you can see like walls coming in and empty space, and as you look at the ground, you can see a slope heading down.
Okay, this is a slope going down, so I think we're going in the right direction. I don't know that there was a false wall anywhere.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna.
I say we
Could the
continue.
curse be on this door?
It potentially could. This is they will routinely in my country they would have multiple curses on these doors, so one on every door. I would look to this door.
I take a step back. Lead on, Jackal.
I don't put my hand on the door. I just put my hand in front of it. Do I feel anything off this door? Anything that I would... And I know I'm not magical by any means.
So, I mean, there's like no air coming off, no heat coming off.
Any words?
No words inscribed on it, and so just the latch.
Does it look locked?
There's no locking
There's
mechanism.
no locking mechanism. Okay. And I'm going to say a few short prayers to myself while I open the door. I grab the latch and open it.
What do you do after you open it? Do you move in? Do you stay still? Do you jump? Do you duck and
does
roll?
it
What do
pull
you...
open or push forward?
It opens forward.
I'm going to just push it forward and stand confidently in front of it.
Okay. So you hear the latch opens, you push forward, you hear 2 audible click, click, and then you feel like a thump on the ground underneath, and then you wait, and then all of a sudden, just inside the hallway, this big giant axe blade just comes and just slides right down. Had you been entering in, you would have walked right into it, and it stops right at the entrance of the door.
Oh, does it have a skeleton attached to it?
No, but for real, does it have a skeleton attached to it?
Really?
No skeleton.
Oh, okay.
That was your curse?
It's traps too, yes.
Well, that traps I understand. What you were saying at the door before you entered is magic? You are a magician like Iara?
No.
The floor starts rumbling. Everyone make a dex check.
This is favored for me because I'm graceful.
Ah.
I have to remember these things.
That's
Which favored means if I roll and I think I might not pass, I can roll
You can
again,
roll
but
again.
I have to take
But you
that.
have to take the second one.
Okay.
That would be 5.
So 5,
13.
13, 2. So it's a DN 10, but plus 2 for everybody that fails. So now that makes it a DN 14. So because you failed, you had a 13.
I had a 13.
But because they failed, it's now a DN 14 for you.
Yeah, so you failed now.
All right.
So he failed, so DN 16.
You guys are ridiculous.
I just rolled terrible.
Well, I just got a 16, so that works.
So you feel that rumble and just kind of do this graceful leap and just like backflip out of it as these guys are kind of like run into each other as they're trying to get out of the way. The floor collapses down. You goes, ah! And as you're looking down, you see these metal spikes just coming up as you start falling down.
Ow. I'm like, this is about right.
That looks bad.
Oh, you lucky guys. So, everyone that lands, strength 13. What is your toughness?
10.
10, so that's going to be 2 shock.
11.
11, 2 shock.
8 for toughness.
8, so that's going to be 5. That's going to be a wound.
And force field.
And 2 shock. So,
Does that work on him too?
I have to use it.
Didn't we say it's wounds, not
Yeah,
shock?
Wounds,
Yes,
yeah,
it's
it's wounds,
wounds
not
before
just
it kicks
shock.
in,
Yeah. So it like I have 3 charges on this, and this is, I'm sorry, out of character.
it's okay.
This works for, I have 3 charges, and it recharges 1 every hour. Do you think it had been an hour from the time that we
Fought
Oh,
the
yeah,
Minotaur.
fought the
absolutely.
Minotaur? Okay,
Absolutely.
so then I have 2 left still. Okay, cool. Thank you.
So what you guys find yourself in is in about a 10 foot by 10 foot pit, but there's an entrance that goes down. Iara, you're able to jump out of the hallway, or to jump further back into the hallway from where the stones fell. And so you can see them down there, and there's a few groans, but no one seems to be impaled on the spikes.
Do not jump down, Iara. Just a moment. Are the spikes something that I can cut with my blades?
It's a dull metal.
Okay, I'm going to give that an endeavor, and if not, I'm going to try and bend them down so that Iara can
They're
get
pretty
down
old,
here.
I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you probably could just bend them.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll do that
It's
as
Are
soon
you
as they're
okay?
down. I think everyone's all right, but I've got the spikes cleared. You're clear to jump.
I think it's safe to say they probably didn't come this way.
No, but what about that door?
Well, they would have to
But
get.
this
This
would
would
have
have to
already
have
gotten
had collapsed
collapsed.
in order for us to get to this door, for them to get to this door.
Ah,
But
So
the
we're
other
going a
door,
different place.
the axe had come down already. Or no,
No, it
it
hadn't.
had
So
come
that-
down.
But they
when
could
I
have
came
gone-
down.
That
Left.
gradient
Yeah.
is going down like this, and it's in the same direction as the entrance out of this room.
Oh, okay.
They could have gone left.
They could have, yeah.
There might be another entrance that
Maybe
way.
there's another entrance, yeah. It's possible.
I will drop down, hang down as far as I can, and then let go.
I'll reach over and help her down. Do the catch drop.
Yeah, so, I mean, very gracefully just kind of drops down.
Jackal, these things, you can't see these
I
traps?
didn't know to look underneath.
Okay.
Maybe
You know to look now, yes?
Now I know to look.
You got the X-ray vision and everything.
I do, but it's hard. I have to know where to look, and I apologize for not looking.
Do better.
We'll see you in melee next time, buddy.
I'm going to cross like an UFA right now.
That's fucked up. If Ufa could hear this, I swear.
Heal him!
Yeah.
Heal him!
Who knew that healing could be a punishment? But yeah, I guess we're gonna have to go through this door. Is it? It's closed. I take it.
It's not. It's just. It's
just open?
A passageway.
Okay, cool. I'm going in first. I'm gonna look down and all around. Now that I know these crafty bastards are doing these things.
Let me see here, Dan.
Yes.
Roll for what is the on your what are the specs on your flashlight?
There are no specs. It just says flashlight in the book.
Flashlight is a T20 for technology,
T20.
but that's
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll if it got damage, if the got shattered on the end.
Gotcha. What would you like me to roll? Just a straight die roll?
Let's just do a straight D20, DN10.
A 5.
Flashlight busted.
I pull out a flashlight out of my bag. Do you want me to roll for that?
Yes, you landed too.
All right. 20.
20. Your flashlight is still intact.
Yep. So I hand the flashlight off.
Thank you.
I also have my lighter just in case and pull out the Zippo. Chink! If anybody wants this.
Emergency.
What is it?
It's a Zippo if anybody needs it.
What does it do?
It's a lighter.
Ah, yes.
I'm holding the flame out.
I shall
so
take it.
I hand it off to you. So I don't have this flashlight and I don't have my lighter anymore. Give me back the lighter whenever
Of course.
it's important. But yeah, I walk towards this door and look around. Does anything look out of place?
I mean, this whole thing looks out of place, but nothing that looks dangerous.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to keep going through. And I'm going to be a lot more vigilant now about keeping my eyes open and around. And I know that from a out of character, from like a DM perspective, it's kind of hard to do that as we go.
Right.
To continue to like mention that, but that's what my character is doing at this point.
Go ahead and roll evidence analysis.
Okay. 12.
You're looking around, being cautious as you move. You're not seeing anything that you might believe could be another trap.
Okay. So just let you guys know, I don't see anything, so we should be good.
Does it look like this corridor's been maintained? Is there dust or anything like that along the ground?
As you look down, no. It looks like, no spider webs, no dust, no rat droppings.
Interesting.
So we haven't even gotten to the antechamber then.
No.
No, we haven't even gotten to the point where some tombs have a small temple in them for people to come through and worship after the person has died. They'll generally come here, bring food, spend a couple days revering the individual in the tomb, and then they'll leave. But in order for them to do this, they usually
Roll
clean.
Scholar.
12.
What you know of King Minos, he was very private. I mean, he built a maze to keep people from getting access to him.
So he obviously would not have built an antechamber. So it's not something we would run into. And in fact, he might build what we see here, traps and curses and riddles to keep people out. So I would expect more traps and possibly even secret doors, possibly.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Sounds fair.
So what do you guys do?
Move forward a little
Yeah.
more cautiously,
Yeah.
but keep looking.
I didn't
Yep.
see anything that was dangerous in this corridor. As far as I know, using the X-ray vision, I would see like another spike pit. I hope.
I mean, looking for something like that, no.
Yeah.
You're not seeing that.
Okay, so yeah.
I'm going to keep my eye out, run my hand along the walls. I'm looking for like false door or anything like that.
Okay. Let's do evidence analysis for that.
21.
You're quite certain that you would have, seen or felt something, but this along that you're lying, there's, you're feeling no greaves, you're feeling no, any type of variation in the stone. It seems to be just smooth, polished marble.
It's great.
Is it flat, or does it appear to be descending as well?
No, this is flat.
Okay.
But as you look up at the roof, or the head of you, that is descending, so that's angling down.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to say this end of this corridor. What's on the other end of this corridor at this point?
As you look down with... How far is your night vision as the jackal? Because he's like...
Oh, it's probably...
I'm guessing 60 feet. That seems to be the operative in this game, but...
My dark vision says ignores 4 points of darkness penalties.
Yeah, because that's what the darkness does. It provides it. So what you see, and then yours is going to be along the same lines if it's like a... elvish night vision. You see the corridor just goes straight down, and then there's an entrance that opens up into some type of room, but you can't really tell the dimensions from where you're at.
There's a room ahead of us.
You can confirm that.
There is a room ahead of us. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm quite good at these things. So my dark sight says character can see.
Yeah.
So dark sight says the character can see in fog, darkness, or similar concealment. The character cannot detect color, though. The hero can see via echolocation, radar, or some mystical method. The hero ignores 4 points of darkness penalties.
So yours is more monochromatic, whereas Elvish is just your eyes adjust to low light to see as normal.
Do I see any color?
Not coming from inside.
There's a red room in front of us.
Well, it's not a green room. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna go up towards where the opening is for that corridor and kind of look around.
You make your way into the opening of the corridor. Do you step in?
No,
Okay.
I stay on this side of the corridor, and I'm looking in with my X-ray vision to see if there's another pit or there's something that's gonna come down on us. I'm not sure what the next trap is going to be.
So you don't see in like any other pit or any other. You're looking up at the roofs, the walls. No hidden axes, blades coming down, or murder holes with spears loaded. And you don't see anything like that. As you look around in the room, inside here is kind of a little bit more of what you're expecting. So along the walls are just these really old paintings with like a covering on them. There's vases and there's like silvers and golds and little cups of jewels on each of the pedestals, all that are lining on the walls.
Yeah.
On the far end of the wall, there are 3 basically like mummified soldiers kind of standing up against the wall. They're dressed with bronze armor, shields, and are holding a bronze gladius in their hands, and they're just kind of just standing silent sentinels up on the wall. And in the center of the room, on a raised dais, about a 10-foot circumference dais, is a slab. And what you see on there is another mummified corpse laying down in bronze armor with an iron circlet around its head, and it's got its shield up and its hands clasping a gladius.
Certainly.
Well,
Shine the light over there.
it's up to you now. You have the light.
His light's broken. Oh, you gave
Oh
it.
yeah, I gave a new light. Yep.
Shine the light over.
The circlet around its head, wouldn't that be a crown?
Potentially. Yeah.
I think that's what we're looking for then.
We're still outside, though.
Yes, no one's entered the room yet.
I don't know. Was King Minos a warrior?
Yes.
Okay, so this makes sense.
Do you see any traps?
I didn't really look for traps in this description, but do I see any other pits along the way or spears or anything like that?
Yeah, before you looked at the room, you looked around and you didn't see anything that you think is
Okay.
going to be trapped.
All right,
Do I
can
feel a change, or do I feel anything reality-based?
No, none of you
As I get
guys,
close?
based off your prior suspicions, are feeling any type of reality wash where there's a mix of reality.
Iara, can you make one of those things over there move?
I can try.
Because we could have it walk about the room and potentially set off what traps if there's something that can't be seen.
That's awesome.
How many of them are there?
There's 4. There's one on the slab in the center of the room, and then 3 sentinels lined up behind him.
Would be
Maybe raise
concerning
the
to-
one in the center. The one on the
Yeah, if you had the one in the center, it could bring the circlet to us.
So for animate skeleton, It is the spell must be cast in the presence of nearly complete skeletons. If it is cast in a dark or pitch black location or in a graveyard. This might be considered a graveyard.
A mausoleum too. I would agree.
The casting is favored. On a success, the skeleton or skeletons, multiple skeletons, animate and join the caster. So,
How many can you do?
as what?
Based on the roll.
Based on the roll, yeah.
Up to how many?
So if there are multiple skeletons, they form a mob. So it just is if there's multiple in the presence.
Okay.
I get them all. So I shall cast 18.
18.
Which is again, it's my DN is very hard. 16.
Do you think that would help?
Oh, I might have something else that we can. Yeah, I can. I'm gonna trade you back that one.
Thank you.
I'm gonna roll again.
So
For a
she's going to use that
As a possibility.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because my DN is very hard of 16, so that's just 2 over.
So minimum of 10.
Oh, okay. It's 24.
24.
So that's 8 over.
So it would be a good success.
So I get, if they are skeletons, then they create a mob, and I get them and they get +1 to strength.
So you reach out with your magic, and you know that your magic is infused in them, but you also know if something has already been undead, your magic is not going to create more.
That's what I was worried about. And it's not happening.
It's not
Nothing's
happening.
But that answers something, which is why I was going to have you do it.
Yeah. Yes.
Out of character, that's the way to set off the trap.
trap.
Iara, they're not real then?
So if they are already undead, I cannot take over
Like the horses
like
in
the
Isle?
horses.
My friends, I was useless against them.
We were attacked by a herd of undead horses.
That sounds terrifying.
It was.
It wasn't great. So I imagine that they are the undead. They are
The
going
same?
to, yeah. They will probably try to attack us.
I pull out a grenade. I would hate to do this to this room.
That could bring the ceiling down, right?
Potentially.
I don't think
We need
that's
to
the
get
right
to.
choice.
And I put that
We need to
away.
get to the circle.
I say we do what we ended up doing with the horses, which is to shoot them from distance.
Yes, we can try that.
How large is the passage that we are in? Meaning, could all 3 or all 4 skeletons abreast make it their way up this thing, or are we basically creating a choke point at the doorway?
No, it would definitely be a choke point at the doorway.
I say we back up, and at different levels, we shoot. We start with 1 and see
So,
if we can...
I just want to understand correctly. You think these are undead creatures?
I think that there's something else that I cannot reach them, which tells me that something else has already turned them.
I've watched her create many skeletons.
So they are potentially undead, but they haven't attacked or moved.
No.
So it could be that
It could be that somebody has already created them as undead and they are no longer living or undead. But from what you guys have explained of curses, it would make sense that they are probably been turned to create something that keeps us from our goal.
A defense.
Yes,
So you think they'll trigger if we enter the room, possibly?
possible.
Jackal, does this fit your knowledge?
I'd say that it probably does.
Is there an exit to, or a door in this room?
There is not.
What if we tried? I have rope. We could try to.
And we
fish.
think that the circlet is what we're looking for.
It makes
Well-
the most sense.
Not necessarily it, but in that vicinity.
Yes.
I believe there's a very good chance that if the shard is still here, it'll be
It could be on
somewhere
the
around it.
sword with them as well, or whatever that.
Yeah.
It could be in that.
It's probably going to be on Myonis's person. King
Because
Myonis's person.
the Statue of Liberty was a crown, but it wasn't like embedded in the crown. It was just inside of where the crown
I
is.
see. I see.
It's possible we might even have to destroy the head. but
Is there any way to detect a shard?
we haven't found one yet.
We
It's
haven't-
something.
I
So
don't know if
it
we've
radiates
tried, though.
no power, no magic, no nothing like that?
That part
That's
we
right.
know.
Yes, it does not. It does not until they are not active until they are all together within the crown that we found.
I see. What does one look like, and how large is it?
I show them with my fingers. It's about this big. And
Yeah.
Generally is colored, crystalline.
So it's the shards themselves maybe about 5-6 inches long that they describe cylindrical shape and crystalline.
You can take
and
a
the-
moment, shine the flashlight around. It should flash back if it's out somewhere obvious.
And just real quickly, the two that you have found were identical to each other, so they're not variant in shapes.
What about color?
Yeah, I was going to say, weren't they different colors?
No, the same, the red and blue hue
Okay.
of the
Oh,
Eternity
okay.
shards.
They're gotcha.
Shine the flashlight slowly around the room, looking for anything that would look like this.
Go ahead and roll. There's a find, right? So roll.
Yeah,
There's a
Yeah,
find.
that's fine.
I'll help. I'm going to watch.
Okay.
I'll help.
I'll do the same.
Okay.
18.
18. Not seeing anything. Did you add the others?
1, 2, 3.
right.
Yes.
Okay. Not seeing anything that jumps out at you as being the Breifne shard.
I don't see it, but it doesn't mean that it's not under the weapons there that he has, or possibly inside the skull,
'Cause
under the body.
The
There's
shield is
any
folded on him
possibility.
as
Yeah.
the sword's just
Yeah.
kind of up. So
There's any possibility.
And you might have it on an amulet or a brooch or something.
What color did you say it was?
It is a twist of reds and blues. It has a dull sheen to the stone itself, waxy, but it is,
the limbs on Iara's bow.
I was gonna say
matches.
I pull out my bow
yes, like this.
and it looks like this, similar coloring. Does my bow do anything close to the entrance?
No, just feels the same.
Could I possibly... I'm going to take out my gizmo kit, start looking through, maybe take one of the flashlights, maybe the broken one, look. Maybe I create a lens on the flashlight that will reflect that specific color.
That light spectrum.
Yes, that light spectrum.
This is something you can do.
Potentially. I pull out my
Please,
stuff and
try.
I
Is there anything we can do to
Disassembling.
help?
You see him pull out just like this kid just lays out just different wires and crystals and small screwdrivers, big screwdrivers.
Jacob's ladder.
And you see him start going to work on this flashlight. Go ahead and roll your weird science.
Weird science. Oh.
find that later.
That one too.
That one too. Okay, that is a 23.
Wow.
So you assemble. So when you hit, after you create the proper lens coating for the flashlights, you go to turn it on, and you hold it off up at Iara's bow, and it definitely kind of like gets this neon blue and red look. So you're quite positive when it hits something in Eternity Shard, it hits that right spectrum of reality, and it flashes for you.
So I'll slowly move the lens of the light around the room, see if I can get that flash somewhere.
Roll finds, but
Jackal,
this time
Can you look with your vision
it'll be
and
a
possibly
less-
see if it's hidden under? Maybe you
An
can see
easier-
through.
Look for
I
the red and
should-
blue.
I should be able to use my X-ray vision to see.
Everybody
under.
keep your eyes out. We're looking for a glow when the light hits it.
Okay.
So can they
When you
assist
look
me?
with your X-ray vision, is it simply black and white?
it's going to be dependent on the light spectrum.
It will, yeah.
So maybe look for a glow. Remember, the roll with possibility is always a minimum 10.
18.
I can see the space as if it was illuminated. So
Okay.
sorry.
So you shine through and use kind of are following the beam and using your X-ray vision to see if you can't spot anything. Nothing flashed.
Can you use your X-ray vision on the thing that it's on? See if you can see through his stuff.
That's what he was just doing.
That's what I was just
okay,
doing.
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
But that doesn't rule out that
Something's
it's not
blocking
underneath
it.
the shield or
Yeah,
something. Or
Right. Something's
it's not
blocked.
tucked
It doesn't
into his
rule out that
clothing.
there's something
Right.
keeping it from
Yeah.
It could be being blocked from the light.
Yeah.
I think
I think the shooting them from here is the best.
I think at this point that's probably our best.
okay.
It's going to be loud.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be very loud.
I hope
in a
we're-
close
Well-
space.
Yeah.
I have a
Okay,
bow and
tinnitus.
arrow that is not loud.
Those of you that aren't shooting, plug your ears, open your mouths.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only way.
We're doing it.
So who are you shooting at, Iara?
I say we all go together.
I'll shoot the
I
same
could
thing.
second chance that roll. If we think I did roll pretty poorly.
18 is pretty
I rolled
good.
pretty
18's
poorly.
yeah,
That's
but
my,
eight-
that was my base.
That's a bad
Oh,
roll.
that
yeah.
But
Oh.
With a
18
possibility, I rolled an 18.
18 is still generally pretty
I rolled
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Like,
saying.
as
time
a-
for
as a
roll.
Going with the
overall.
whole thing, and probably yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
concern is like the mechanics of it. If it is
Yeah.
tucked in something, which
Yeah.
that light's
Yeah.
not gonna touch
Okay.
it.
But good thought.
Yeah.
Should
All
we?
right.
Do you?
I'd
mean
say we
should
all shoot one at a time.
I think the main guy is probably going to be the most difficult or the most powerful. So
Right, but that also means potentially we're not going to take them out in a single shot. I say we begin with that one there on the left,
all right,
closest to us.
Agreed.
All right.
I'm
Everybody
gonna-
shoots the one on the left.
Yep.
So quick question about mechanics. I have sniper, which gives me 1 bonus damage when aiming.
Okay.
Would I have enough time to aim?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because
We're all doing this
when
together.
we're ready.
All right.
Yeah.
I take out
I
the
think aim is a standard action, right?
Yes, you can. You can sacrifice a turn and get +4 on your next range attack.
So everybody aim.
I blew it.
Uh-oh, what's that?
When I used my weird science, I rolled a 24, which was like an outstanding success. wasn't
Super
it?
outstanding.
Yeah. I think I actually get a bonus when I use that on a skill. So I would have actually had a higher than an 18.
Oh, for your next.
I would have had a 22.
Oh, still didn't see anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm good with it then.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
Everybody roll. Who's shooting?
All of us.
All of us.
taking
At
these-
the,
Everybody has a weapon.
the guy on the left.
I'm using
Who's
my
shooting
rifle.
a firearm?
I am.
I am.
Okay.
Not me. I don't,
I'm using a rifle
I don't
too.
know if that's
so.
a good thing or a bad thing, but
Is anybody's firearm suppressed?
No.
No.
Okay.
My odds make it
would
insane.
anybody like to use a compound bow instead of a firearm to lessen the noise?
As you see, the jackal starting to pull out this
Yeah,
rifle.
pull out my rifle.
Sling his
Yes. That was louder than I was
So,
expecting.
and it's a sniper rifle where he's like,
However, Tristan
just like connecting it together.
Tristan was trained.
I mean,
the
a
jackal retains some inherent. I don't know that is going to do any more than the bullets that eject
I'm
from my
thinking
weapon.
more of the sound and the loudness, and maybe we keep it to as minimal as possible. 3 firearms, including that one seems like it'd be louder.
Are you worried that the gunfire will quite literally wake the dead?
That as well as possibly create damage to the
It's
structure.
an interesting thought. Well, I'm certainly willing to try with the bow.
So,
Do we
pull
wanna-
like
What
this
would be
and
the effects of firearms going off in this
Roll medicine.
space? Yes. I think it might be
Yeah.
detrimental to our own health.
What?
Right, that part too.
Yeah, right.
I've been around firearms now enough that I know it's their
18.
18. You're positive the concussive force from, the blast of the firearms ringing off the stone walls is going to have some type of physical impact on you,
Yeah, I think firearms might not be the best idea here.
I have 2 bows.
especially unsuppressed.
I have the extra bonus damage because I'm a really good sniper, but I don't know that
I
that's when
could
aiming.
potentially suppress a weapon for 1 shot only.
Better than no shot.
If you suppress his, 2 of us can take
bows.
shots with a bow.
I think
Let's
that
see.
works.
Okay.
Let's
I
do it.
will take out my kit again. Take his rifle, start attaching bits to the front of it, and
I'm like, hey, be careful with that
yeah,
part.
yeah.
filled with sand.
I know what I'm doing.
Hey, I'm just
Well,
sorry. I just really
While
love
he's
that.
doing that, I'm taking out the compound bow and showing him, like, okay,
Right.
here.
I hand it back.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I will
good.
say it will probably work 1 time.
I like those odds.
You look at it, and I mean, what it looks like this really just kind of weird cylindrical shape with poured on the side that's kind of like just jankily soldered onto the crown of
It's
your
like a Coca-Cola
It was
can
a
and
rush job. Okay?
Roll
It's a
your
rush
science.
job, but
No,
you know
I
what?
roll when he shoots to see if
okay.
it works.
Let's do it.
I like that.
Interesting.
I like that a lot.
Everybody's aiming.
Who
I'm
is shooting?
aiming. I'm aiming.
We are shooting with bows.
Shooting. Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and fire.
Okay.
It works.
Nice.
That'd be 16 to hit.
16 hits.
I have a 13 to hit.
13 hits.
12.
12 hits.
What's the damage?
Yours is 13 straight damage.
Okay.
Mine is 14 plus 2 armor piercing
14
damage.
plus my bonus die for aiming. So it's 20 or 18. How hard did I hit? Do I get another? Is there any successive chance or anything like that? Or
You hit it. You tried
Okay.
it plenty hard.
all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So what you guys
18.
So what you guys see is your rifle just poof, enters into it and then just kind of shatters the stone behind it, and its head just kind of starts listing forward. Swoop, arrow kind of comes. Swoop, arrow kind of comes, pinning its head back, and so it's just still standing there.
So potentially, they're just dead now, but they don't react until we enter. We can't kill them until they have been.
You're saying that does nothing?
It seems as though it did nothing, but potential. I feel like there's a potential more likely.
How, if they are undead, as you say, how do we stop them? How do we cancel the magic? Beheading it? Destroying it down to...
What do they look like again?
So these guys are dressed in like, the bronze Roman Greek, armor with the skirt, battle sandals laced up. They're carrying a shield and a gladius, and it appears to be bronzed.
Right, but what did they look like? The actual...
So they look like the embalmed corpses that you would find out of a tomb, where it still has the facial features,
Kinda
but everything's just
mummified?
kind of but just gaunted and mummified.
My belief is that they are still dead until whatever triggers them to be undead. We have not triggered that
No,
yet.
I understand. Do you have any idea how we would stop them? Because if simply beheading him is the important part, that's one thing. But if we have to banish them down to busted shards of bone...
In order to kill my
Professor?
skeletons, there has to be damage like a normal entity.
So, as a necromancer, is there any way you could find out what would trigger them?
That's a good question.
Because if we can go up to them, take their weapons and armor off, or take their at least a
If
shield.
we could
and
figure out what
can I
triggered
see
them
if-
to animate, then perhaps we
Roll
could...
necromancy.
Yeah.
Necromancy. Okay, so there's not an actual necromancy thing the last time we... Wait, was there?
What's
No,
the
there's
magic?
not. Most of it is with alteration magic.
Roll alteration.
Okay.
That's right. Remember we had that
Yeah.
before.
Ouch.
I rolled a 1.
It started as a 19.
It did, and it rolled down. I think...
If you were in Isle, you'd probably know, but it's you're in a different cosm.
Okay. Can I see if I feel alteration magic coming from here?
Not with that roll.
Can you play a destiny card for somebody else?
No, not from your hand unless it says on the card.
Can I do if it's a 1, can I do a possibility on it?
1's a 1.
That's what I thought. Okay. What about a second chance?
Yeah. What does the card say?
Immediately reattempt any action. The new test takes the place of the failed one. This
Absolutely.
There you go.
Let's try that again.
Good lord.
It's like literally
Pick it-
on an edge,
yeah,
so I'm
pick
gonna
it up.
re-roll it. 14.
14. As you send your magic out and it just, kind of gets into, you're certain that they are undead. But what has animated them to undead or potentially caused them to be undead, the world axiom of this cosm, you don't know well enough.
Okay. Is there like a distance that I'm feeling that, or is it I'm just feeling it coming from them?
You can tell as you
Okay.
delve into them,
Okay.
someone has animated them, whether it was a spell or a curse, you can't tell.
And the one on the left is still animated.
It has it, so all of them,
I'm feeling that.
you're feeling
Okay.
that, but nothing has triggered them yet.
Gotcha.
Nothing's
Okay.
activated them.
That's what I was.
Do you have any idea how to eliminate them, defeat them?
I do not have that power at this time, but other than just by combat.
Right.
Like I was saying, my skeleton. When I create skeletons, just regular combat will kill them. It doesn't take a lot to kill them. So yes, I don't. There's no like if you cut the head off. It's a skeleton, so you're animating a thing that's already pieces.
Do you want me to step in, go up, attack one, or at least try to do damage, and then I can move back to the opening? At this point, we will have to move at some point against them. We can't just simply sit here.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else to use.
Okay.
I don't know what's going to trigger them, whether us walking into the room.
I don't know either, but if I can
guess
go
that
and
was
shred them.
when
You
I
know-
was asking like distance for the magic I'm feeling. Am I feeling any alteration magic that is at the entryway of the thing, or am I only feeling it from
Only
the?
from the bodies.
Okay.
This may seem a little silly, but in the movies,
Yes,
the
the movie
mummy's
pictures.
worst enemy was fire. What if we could test that theory? We could wrap a piece of cloth around an arrow, light it afire, and shoot it at the mummy.
So I
We
lick
still-
my finger and hold my finger up. Do I feel any movement of air?
No.
My fear is we're in an area where there's not a tremendous amount of air coming in and out. If we were to light it, we may evacuate the air and suffocate ourselves.
And either way, we need to animate them in order to defeat them. We can't defeat them prior to animating them at this point. I have no knowledge of how to defeat them prior to them being
I think if we
activated.
were to
I
back up...
guess then, our only choice is to...
Right. Would you like me to go in?
I mean, you and me both. We'll
Okay.
have to.
I would be okay with going in as well with the
I
necromancy.
would say one of us
Okay.
goes in, attacks, or destroys, and then comes back.
I with my bow skill as well as my necromancy, I feel like I should be the one that goes in.
And you'll have the you still have the other bow, correct?
I do. I'm not anywhere near as good at it.
But you
I
can back me up if they start.
I can.
Yeah.
I can. I'm just thinking potentially with these, and I drop out my claws, I can potentially shatter the bones. I mean, with necromancy, would it reform? When you bring something up, can you bring it from shattered bone?
Yes.
Oh. Well then, yes, I'm willing to have you try.
Okay. I will.
I don't know what I'm going to do back here, though. My concern is I don't want to shoot a gun in here.
No.
Yeah.
No, don't
we'll
do
just
that.
Let's see what happens, and we'll
Yes.
move
As you guys are
from there.
talking, the flashlight kind of flickers off and then flickers back on.
Battery's dying.
We're running
What?
out of time.
Yes.
I
we
knock
need
an
to
arrow, pull, not full on draw, but
Half
have
draw?
it. Yeah, and then take a step in.
As soon as you step in, the torches that are lined up on the ceiling just all of a sudden ignite, and now it's just like this bright light coming in from the torches, circling all the way around, and you hear a voice, just a sepulchral voice, ringing through the chamber that says, "Answer! Alive, but I do not breathe air. I am known as vibrant and fair. I prick when held, I soothe when smelled, and my musk is quite debonair."
My initial thoughts was fire, but I don't think that's it.
Prick when held. I soothe.
That was a long one. I can't remember it. I suppose you mind repeating it?
Yeah.
If your characters can't remember it, you can't remember it.
Answer. I prick when held. I soothe when smelled. And then I forgot the rest.
Something.
My
white.
musk is quite
My
debonair,
musk is quite debonair.
but we missed the first part.
Yeah, I think the first part is critical.
Roll a mind. It'll be very difficult, though.
Does anybody want to help
I'll
me?
help you.
No, I think this is this
It's
is
for
for
individuals.
It's for
Yep.
it. Okay.
Yeah,
You're right.
Because
Can
you're
your
trying to
character
individually
remember
remember.
Okay.
Not bad. 18.
18, that's what you needed. Alive, but I don't breathe air. I am known as vibrant and fair. I prick when held, I soothe when smelled, and my musk is quite debonair.
Tried to write that down.
It's like I want to say nature.
A
but I don't.
rose?
As you say that, the lights just all just get just nice brighter, kind of dim out, and
failed.
just kind of come back up again.
Oh,
We did it.
Professor.
I was thinking rose
Amazing.
too, but I wasn't sure.
Nice job, dude.
Job. Wow.
Is that it? Can we enter now with impunity?
I will take. Hang on one second. I will move forward towards the circlet man.
As you move up towards the slab and step up on it, and so just lying there is what I described earlier, the iron circlet that he wears. There's a socket right at the front of it. The socket resembles the sockets that you see on the Breifne Crown.
It's empty. Am I feeling that alteration magic still?
Yes, they're still mummified, but
Okay, but
They're
they're
not
not,
being triggered.
Okay, I believe you're free to enter. However, I think that we are too late.
That would mean that they would have somebody as capable as the professor with all of these things. Because we ran through traps that...
I just
let's
don't know
look.
how they could have gotten down here without triggering that trap.
I don't know either.
Are there any other doors?
as you look around, there is the entrance where you guys came from. There's a small platform, and you can see that there's an entrance that goes up from there.
Well, I'm going to take the time, as much as I know that disturbing someone's eternal rest is not good. I'm going to very gently look to see if possibly the shard is somewhere other than the crown.
You have to make sure, yes.
How do you look?
By putting my hands on it and gently lifting.
So what do you lift?
I'm going to lift the shield. I'm going to lift the arm. Everything is the idea of not dismembering it, but going slow.
And I think I'm going to try to take the circlet off of him. I think it would be good to bring this back with us.
Okay.
So as you start lifting, and then as you start pulling the circlet off, its eyes open. And then you hear the sepulchral voice, "Defiler!" And whoosh,
Alright. We were so close.
I was not a part of this plan. I very like tombs. I like them. Things being dead is cool.
So that moment of surprise as the eyes open just kind of startles everyone, even Iara. And during that time, shh, and it sits up and moves off the platform. And at this point, at the beginning, you are facing the mummy, King Minos. And he is terrifying. Everybody needs to make a willpower. Or willpower.
Nope.
Ow.
Yeah.
Nope.
I rolled a 1.
9.
9. So 9. I heard a nope over there.
Yeah.
2 for me.
2. Everybody is stymied.
Which that means...
Minus
Two
two.
to all your rolls.
Yeah.
And it's for the combat because you're afraid of him.
Which is crazy. But yeah.
So this is a dramatic scene because it's King Minos.
Yep.
So villains are first, and he has an up.
What's an up?
Up gives each character on that side an additional roll, just like you rolled a 20.
Oh, nice.
Also, I've remembered this. Skeletons are immune to weapons and firearms, unless they have an area of effect. Missile weapons. They take no damage from missile weapons and firearms. Shooting them won't help.
As you yell that out and back up. So King Minos,
I'm not good with these.
you were grabbing the shield and lifting up the shield. So Max, he's going to swing as he comes up, and he pulls a shield out from you, and then as he's standing up, his gladius, boom, just kind of comes right over that shield as he takes it his protective stance. Okay, so let me look at the stats real quick. So what is your
12.
I have a 27.
I'm guessing that's outstanding.
So as his gladius swings down, that is going to be 2 bonus dice worth of damage. So that's, what is your toughness?
11.
23. So the gladius just comes straight down right into between the clavicle, pierces the lungs, and so that is a difference of what, 13? 12. So that is going to be 2 wounds and 4 shock.
I am going to try and soak as much of that as I can. Oh boy.
Can you use a possibility on smoke?
Not on.
That's what I thought.
No, yep.
So it's an 8.
8 does not soak. So 2 wounds, 4 shock as the tip of the gladius goes right into your lungs, and you can start now. You can feel your breath starting to struggle as you think your lungs starting to collapse, and that is his turn. Who's up next?
Well, I'm going to attack him right back. God, I do not roll ever well in combat. That we've learned. 13. That's going to be a 9.
So 9 as you.
Nope, that's an 8. Even worse.
So just instinctively your
That's
hand.
a 6 because of my minuses. Nope, I'm sorry. Keep going down. That is a 4.
So yeah, you're going to be actually because you're 2
I'm
wounds.
stymied. I'm 2
And 2 wounds, that's going to be a -4 total.
Yep.
So
I'm
as
at a
you
4.
instinctively just kind of clutch your wound and fall back, you swing. He just contemptuously knocks your claws to the side. Mm-hmm. Who's up next?
Did I manage to grab the circlet, or is it still on him?
As soon as it lifted and you started moving, that's when he perceived the defilement.
So is the circlet in my hand or on his head?
It is not.
Okay, but it's not which.
It is not in your hand.
Okay.
It's still on his head. Sorry.
Should we run?
I'm not against that.
Let's go. I think that we should run.
So I still have a movement.
Yes, you
I
guys
will
do.
finish my turn and move.
Yeah. Do we run towards that one or run back out the way we came?
Towards
Quick.
what?
Let's run towards where we came. I'm running towards the door.
Yep.
I'm at the door, like, I don't... What are we doing?
You see them come running back to you after he buried his gladius just halfway into Max's shoulder.
Yeah. I'm going to get in, like, behind Max towards Minos. I'm going to stay behind him so that I'm in the way of Minos from him.
Okay, so you set to interpose as Max runs by.
Yeah.
And then Iara runs by.
Iara runs by.
Yeah.
Professor?
Looks like we're running.
So I'll be the
should
first
take
one in the
control.
back of the line, basically. I'll be the last.
You're taking up the rear.
I'm
as we
taking up
run.
the rear as you guys run to make sure that if anybody gets hit, it's going to be me.
So now we are in a dramatic chase scene.
Yeah.
Nice.
And remember, you guys are stymied.
Oh god.
So, how dramatic chase works is it's maneuver versus maneuver. You need to beat him 4 times before he catches up to you and re-engages back in combat.
4 or 5?
4, A, B, C, D.
Oh, God. But we actually get the ABC.
But you have to get the A, B, C, D first.
Okay. I'm going to ask, because it's a manipulation for cards that I know exist in the deck. I have a card called Rally. All players may discard as many cards as they wish from their hands. Players may then immediately refill their hands. Am I able to play it?
Absolutely.
This
Yes.
way! All right, I am dumping everything. I need 5 cards. What we're looking for is there are C's and D's, which are always the things that fuck us, in the deck.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it'll be like automatic C if it doesn't show up.
And this is going to be, I was going to say this is going to be individual because everybody's running. If someone's going to help Max move along, though, they're going to be at -2, but they'll also give you a +2.
Gotcha. Did anyone luck out with one of the C and D cards?
I don't have.
Does anyone's Cosm card help at this point?
I have
Not
a round
yet.
2. Play during any encounter. Heroes recover all shock, but a new twist is added for the rest of the encounter.
God, I don't know that that's going to be any good.
I have unexpected turn. One hero may attempt a near impossible persuasion test against a subordinate villain.
A subordinate.
Yeah,
villain.
but never the
That would
highest
be the other
ranking
guys.
villain. Yeah.
It does say when any dilemma appears on the drama card, all characters, including villains, must make an appropriate roll. Like falling rocks, strength if resisting smoke, or stuff.
I do have the captured
think
card, so if somebody should die, they could be captured instead.
Gotcha. Okay.
I also, in case anybody die, has the martyr card. So if your character perishes, but you can achieve a significant goal. But I can also discard it for a possibility.
All right. Let's go.
All right. So, first one, A, B, C, and D.
Whoa!
Yes.
So they will progressively go up.
They progressively go up. So everybody is stymied. Is anybody helping Barry?
So
Or
I would
Max, I
take,
should say.
Well, so if everyone's... So here's where we're at. I'm just letting you guys know. I roll for shit. Always.
Right.
But if you help me, I go up to -2. You go down to -4. So all it does is move the -4 from me to you.
Well,
on
you're, yeah. So
on
you
the upside, I have 1 card that I can use the possibility and no other possibilities because Greg's stingy.
I have a supporter card, but I don't know if we can use this with
Supporter you can. You have to read the way the card reads.
Right. So there's one that's you can use it for other people, but you can't use it. So this one you can use for other people, but you can't use on yourself.
So you
Okay,
could throw
gotcha.
it my way.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say let's take our first round of maneuvers.
Yep.
Yep, and I will actually assist you.
You'll help
because
me?
I'm behind you anyway.
All right.
So
Is it a dex also? This. What? Please let me know if is it dex based.
maneuver
Yes.
is dex
Okay,
based.
because I've got that favored, and so
And
I
we
can,
need a 14 to start with.
So normally it's a 10.
So we all
Yeah,
need
12.
12.
So need 12s.
Except for,
I need 14.
yes.
So Barry, you were stymied. So that was a -2, and then you had -2. So yeah.
Right. So I'm just at -2.
But that okay. So
My maneuver has worked.
so his has worked.
Mine hasn't.
It doesn't make sense. Actually, it does make sense because you're carrying his weight. So
Yeah.
that's still. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it
we'll
kinda
stick
works,
with that.
yeah.
I just need a 12.
Just need a 12.
Okay, I
So
got
we're
that.
all
I
rolling
got a
this
13.
individually? I'll
Yes.
have to roll that.
And it's a straight 12. You're not minusing the 2 for stymie because you're not.
Right.
And does that stymie
-2.
last the whole time?
While King Minos is present, you guys are stymied.
While he's present.
Yes.
A 10? That's taking the -2. I took the -2 off my thing for being stymied. I got a 10.
No, did you get a base roll of 12?
Yeah, I got 12
Then you're
-2
good.
for 10.
No, same thing. You succeeded.
Okay.
Okay. So we've all passed.
Now, question: who's going to attempt B in this round?
What is B? It's another maneuver.
It's another
so
maneuver.
now it's going to be a
it's gonna be-
base 14
Yes.
for us. If you make the first, there's no reason not to try and make them all.
Yeah.
The worst that happens is you don't.
I'll try. I've got a decent amount of possibility
Okay.
stacked up.
I will
Plus, it's also
I mean,
favored.
there's no
so I
reason
can
not
roll.
to try it, right?
So
No
hold
reason,
on,
but
though.
you cannot spend a possibility this turn because you already spent one.
Got it.
Has everybody succeeded for the A?
I did not succeed.
With the possibility,
I didn't use the possibility yet.
do you want to?
It depends. Is it necessary?
Yeah,
Yes.
you want to stay with us. You want an A.
It's my last one. There you go. So it's 10 plus. Fucking great. Here we go.
Minimum
And
10.
for
though.
for B is just. Are you saying just one person can do it?
no,
Or
this is
everybody still?
individual.
Okay.
So who is attempting to accomplish B?
Let's see where he's at.
Yeah.
I got a 16 for A.
All right.
16, so
So,
that's
enough.
so
Yeah.
I think everybody
Yeah.
should attempt B.
But if you spent a possibility, then you cannot spend one this turn.
Hero card allows you play this as a possibility. You may not spend more than one hero card per test.
Yeah, okay.
So the other question is, can you spend possibilities for someone else, or literally just one possibility?
You guys have grant possibility, remember?
Right.
So if I don't use it for myself, I could still use it for him.
Correct.
All right, but still the one per. So you
But
give
one
one
per.
to Dan.
Right.
Dan can still not use it because he's already
Because
spent.
he already spent a possibility.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I feel.
I need it for mine.
Okay.
17 for me.
Okay.
So we need a
14.
we need a 14 with all of them. Yeah, then I'm good.
So,
I got a 14. Do you want to use your hero card on
No, I'm good.
But he didn't pass.
Oh, I play this
Or-
card as a possibility. I'm playing
how
it for
close
you.
are you?
So, well, no, you have to trade it, but you
Right.
can't trade it to him.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Dan.
Sorry.
We need a 12, but a 14 because of the
Stymied.
stymied.
Yes.
And because it's because we're trying.
I just
so
need to know what my actual target is.
It's 14 because we're
14.
trying.
Don't subtract anything. You need 14 because you're stymied.
Right.
14
If-
straight. Okay.
Yes.
If
I-
we
I'm at 9.
okay.
But if you use the possibility, what was your initial roll? What was the roll you made?
That was 13.
All right, so the worst with that is going to be a 23.
23 would be plus 7 to 16. Yeah.
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 So
if I
utilize-
use this,
so
it
utilize that.
automatically works. Yeah.
And the reason we're at 14 is if we're trying multiple on the same
it
card,
adds 2.
minus
Every-
So our,
every single-
technically our DC is 12, but we're stymied
Stymied,
minus
so it's
2.
14.
Got it. Now I
So,
understand.
has everybody made the B?
Everybody's
Yes.
made B.
All right. So it costs us nothing to try C.
If
We
we
need- you
fail
need a-
C now, we can
Right.
try again on the next card.
If,
we get
it ever comes up again.
Right.
So,
So, might
everybody
as well.
needs 16.
Okay.
Well, I need to roll 20. Nope. Failed.
I am also failed.
And I'm not even close.
Yeah.
I've got a 14. Yeah, it's not enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't do us any good to have somebody get ahead of everyone else, so we stop at B.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Minos keeps up. So right now you are
He's
one.
made both of them.
What's it?
He made the A and the B.
No.
Oh.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, so he didn't make either. Oh no, he made the first.
Yeah, so
he's one behind us.
So he's one behind us, so you guys are one up on him.
right.
Gotcha.
All right. 2.
See,
No C. A
All right.
and D.
Okay.
so no one gets any closer.
Nobody
So-
gets any closer.
So C's initiative, it says play at the beginning of the round to keep the current drama card for another round, or
Oh!
flip a new one after the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, there we
That's-
go.
Play
There
it.
we go.
Play it. Play it. That's
That's
just
the one that he
All right.
probably wanted.
That's one of the two. There's
All
another
right.
one that says C, and there's another one that says D.
Yeah.
All right. So
Now we're back to 12.
Back to 12s. Except you
and we can spend
are
possibilities.
minus 2 because
again.
you're carrying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
you're actually minus 4. You
I'm
need
actually,
a 14.
I need a 14, yeah. I don't have any more possibilities, and I did not make it. I got a 9.
So granted a possibility.
Granted a possibility, so 10 plus...
Oh no, that's for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
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 Sorry. How much do you need?
I need...
I'm going to discard,
6.
draw a new card,
Hold on.
and gain a possibility for that, which I'm now going to spend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need like 4 or 6.
Here, I'll
I already
trade.
rolled the dice that I had.
I'll trade that card for you. Give me a card of yours.
I have succeeded. I have passed C.
You can
I
discard
got
for a
16,
possibility.
So
16 is what you needed.
Thank you. I was like, oh no.
Greg,
So
I have
discard
a
it
card
and get a
called Play to make a strength test, or it's called Just a Flesh Wound. Play to make a strength test as a free action. On success, recover a wound. Can I do that while we're in dramatic?
What does it say again?
Play to make a strength test as a free action. On a success, recover 1 wound.
Yeah.
Okay. Strength test, 16 would be plus 3 to my strength of 8, so that's an 11.
Yeah. D and 10.
All right.
Standard DMs.
So that puts me down to minus 1. So I am minus 3. You're minus 4. Stop helping me
Okay.
because it doesn't benefit.
Okay.
So you feel as the adrenaline starts kicking in, you feel strength and max, and
Kind
your
of
strength
come
starts-
back up.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
All right.
Push
Has
it
everyone
away a
made-
little bit.
yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Has everyone made C?
No, I have not. I'm going
Not
to
yet.
sacrifice that
Right.
for a possibility.
Okay.
Is that possible to use a possibility now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then I will give you
Each
that
round we
possibility.
can do it.
I already rolled because I thought I had that possibility. Do you want me to re-roll?
What?
Because when she handed me the possibility to you, I rolled, thinking
use
it was
it.
mine, thinking I was being
Oh,
granted a
actually, just
possibility.
re-roll.
Okay.
That was a 19 though. You
It
were
was
like, can I just
16.
keep that
Well,
one?
no, it's 16 now. It's
Okay.
not so bad.
Turn this corner. Up. I'm sure we were up here.
22. Yeah. Okay, we're good. 21.
Everybody
all
has
passed.
succeeded at C.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to try D. Need a 14.
Okay.
I need a 15.
So now what this roll is you guys have ran into the trap room where you fell because you
Okay.
didn't go the incline, you went down the bottom one. So this is the climb.
Yep.
Okay.
Did he succeed on his B?
I'm rolling after you guys.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. 17.
17 will make it.
14 was what we needed.
You need a 14.
I got it. Just
I'm
at it.
close.
Okay.
I'm
Can
gonna
anyone
play
grant me a possibility? Thank you.
I'm going to play this as a possibility. A 16.
Go ahead and pass that up.
How close
16.
are
You needed the 16.
I have a 9 and I need a 15.
Supporter gets a +3.
Supporters +3.
That would put me at 12, but before we play it, does anyone else have any other things?
I have a second chance is the only thing I have.
That's not a bad one, right? What does that let me do? Reattempt any action. New test takes its place. Well, my first action was a 5, so I'm confident I will do something better.
Oh, yeah.
That is way better. So now my new result is an 18 minus 3, 15.
You needed a 14.
So I needed a 15. That's why it was so bad.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
Oh, that's
I
right.
had
You
minus
got the 1-1.
wound.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
so you guys run in, and everyone just kind of climbs, and you look back to
up,
see what
get
the
up.
pursuit is, and you don't see him coming.
Oh. Out.
Keep
out.
going.
So do you go right or left?
I'm looking at my marks.
We turned left, so we should go right.
And remember, so as you guys climbed out, so you climbed up on the pit where you guys fell out. So you're able to go opposite way from where you came, or the same way, basically.
The way we came
We
in,
should
we're
go
going
the
back
way
out.
that we came in.
So
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
can follow my marks then.
Yeah.
yeah, so this time you turn right, and then out the left where you came in from the original stairwells,
Yeah. Okay.
and you guys start climbing your way up the stairs. As the adrenaline kind of starts leaving, some get the adrenaline shakes.
And the stymie's gone now because he's
Stymie's
gone.
gone because you're not in his presence anymore.
This is going to hurt.
My concern is that we had just run away from the shard.
It's possible. It's also
think
possible that it's gone.
I think it's more likely it's gone. The circlet had a opening in it that was the exact
I saw
shape
it too.
of the
It looked
shard.
exactly the same.
So I think somebody had already taken it.
And the mage from Isle that's been following and fighting for him, which seems to be his lieutenant that's doing the work, she can teleport.
And she's a very good necromancer.
She
I guess
could
it makes sense then.
Yeah.
Although the defiler thing makes me think that it was already...
It was built in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you
But
guys,
maybe just him. Maybe they were magic by her.
Yeah, because did anybody see them move?
I didn't, but I didn't take the
I
time.
didn't take the time
I
either.
didn't either, you know.
as you guys discuss, the camera pans over, and what you see is this purple gloved hand holding a shard that looks like the Breifne shard, and you hear as the camera fades to black, and we'll end it right here.
Oh, man.
Thank you for joining us on another NCRP Productions podcast. We couldn't do this without you, so please like and subscribe everywhere we're found, including YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Google, Apple, Spotify, and other great podcast sites. If you'd like to help us continue making more content, we'd love to have your support on our Patreon. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our current patrons, our Siegson Employees of the Month, Michael H., Greg K., F.S., and our Breaker of Seals, Frank H., Christopher C., Matthew K. Thank you all. We truly, truly appreciate it. And a very special thanks to our fantastic artist, Jacob Blackmon, who you can reach on his Patreon under his name, or Deviant Art under the name Prodigy Duck.